This is the exciting part. Okay, now let's put a toothpick under there, and hopefully check to see if the toothpick is going to be long enough first. It's not, so we're going to use 2 toothpicks. So what we got to do right now is we're just kind of fine-tuning the length of the open string, and the length of the open string has to be right with the positions of the frets. So I mean, so that when we play the 12th fret, it sounds like an octave. And next. 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 And bottom. You pull the string to seat it securely on the post here. So I'll do that a couple of times for each string. The 2 popsicle sticks and the toothpick, they seem to work pretty well. The action is pretty good so far. There's one bad note right there. The reason why this one is bad is because this fret here is probably a bit too high at this part. Okay, so I can fix it either by banging that down a bit more, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. So far all the notes work except for one. This is left over from a previous project. We just need the jack. So it's going to be the output jack. We'll have to connect it to these wires here. They won't be properly shielded, but you know, what the heck. We're just, it hums, it hums. What we want to do is melt some of this solder onto that. So it sort of fills the end of the wire with solder. Again, don't try this at home, kids. Must be done under supervision at very least. Okay, so start with, you put a bit of solder on the tip of the iron and feed some more solder in, take it off, blow on it to cool it down, and now you've silvered the wire. There's actually a big blob there. It's ideally you don't really want a blob, but it's not going to really hurt it. That's solder in. Okay, and then just blow on the hot wire. Okay, good. And then that can go back in its little cradle. Oh, and then the last thing we do, wipe the excess solder off the tip on this wet sponge. We've silvered these wires. These wires, we don't even know where they go, right? I have no clue. I don't know how this jack works. So one thing I do reckon is that this black wire here is probably the ground, and it goes to, it's connected to the outside. This sort of a whole outside casing is this black wire, I think. I'm pretty sure. And so it probably corresponds with this black wire here. But I'm going to guess that this red wire. I'm going to guess that the red wire is the lead, but I don't know. I need to just sort of temporarily join these wires just so that, just for the purposes of testing. Again, all very unprofessional, but hopefully it'll work. Now, Jeannie, turn the power on the amp, please. Okay. That sounds pretty good to me. I think we found the right wires. Because they're both silvered, when you put the iron up to it, there'll probably be enough solder to make the connection. But it doesn't hurt to have extra solder. So what we want to do now is just cover that up with a piece of tape. I'll do one and then you can do the other. But basically just kind of, you need, just kind of up to cover that up so that it doesn't accidentally touch the other one. We've wired up the jack, put the pickup on this block, and we're going to stick it right in here. And look at that. Our pickup is a really good distance from the strings. So again, we're a little bit lucky there, I think. So we don't want that thing wiggling around at all, right? So I'm just making a little strap that I can kind of screw it in place with this thing. A plastic cable tie is better because they're plastic, and this is a little bit brutal because it's made of metal. And then we'll just use a bit of duct tape just to kind of get this excess stuff, keep it from, you know, snagging on your clothes. No problem. Okay. Good. And now